Mexico's south-central state of Morelos. 100 years ago, peasant farmers here took up arms against a brutal dictator. Their leader was General Emiliano Zapata, an expert horseman born here into a middle-class cattle ranching family. Under his guidance, villagers demanded land and liberty, and changes to the semi-feudal system that had existed for centuries and kept wealth and land in the hands of a small elite. 100 years after the start of the Mexican Revolution, Zapata's grandson is still raising livestock here and working the land. Now the grandson of Zapata is himself a grandfather. The little girl is named Emily, in honor of the revolutionary hero. Despite the heroic past, life in Anenecuilco for these farmers remains difficult, and many struggle to make a living from the fertile land.
It's worse now than when the general was around. The countryside has been forgotten.
During the Mexican Revolution, Zapata commanded the Liberation Army of the South, which joined other rebel forces from the north. Dictator Porfirio Diaz famously said, "I became truly nervous when the South rose up." The war killed many thousands. Under Zapata, the peasant fighters briefly won back the land Spanish conquistadors took from them. But they began losing it again after the great revolutionary general was assassinated, not far from here, by traitors to his own cause. Today's farmers face threats from the global economy. These are the lands Zapata died defending. 100 years after the Mexican Revolution, the federal government blames poverty here on their inefficiency. But these farmers say it has more to do with international trade policies that favor large corporations over local producers. Mexican farmers have been suffering for years. They say the North American Free Trade Agreement has made it worse. Now U.S. subsidized corn and other agricultural products enter Mexico duty-free. Costs of raising crops are high, but these farmers get few loans and cannot compete.
In
the revolution, they were fighting for land. Now the problem is productivity. They have the land, but under NAFTA, they can't produce enough to compete.
Some who try to protest are killed. This farm leader was murdered by unknown gunmen in 2008. He had been denouncing the illegal planting of genetically modified corn. The crime remains unpunished. Meantime, the descendants of Zapata continue working these fields any way they can, but they worry economic hardship will force them to sell the very land Emiliano Zapata fought and died for. Franc Contreras, Jazeera, Anenecuilco, Mexico.